lot.
You're gonna be delighted, get excited.
Maybe, but not a lot.
You're gonna see a whole lot of magic. Look at this trick and that trick. And when he says it's not a lot, you'll agree it's such a lot. Meet the man who
Nice to meet you. Hello, hope you enjoyed the show. Hello. Oh, lovely. Come here a minute, I've noticed something. Come here, excuse me a moment, won't you? I was just walking along past the jewellery supplied by the BBC. It's this week's special offer, this lot. And I noticed you, sir, bearded wonder. What's your name?
Alan.
Nice to meet you, Alan. Look at that. Button's loose. Look.
You reckon?
Yeah, another one loose. Look, don't you think that's loose? It is if you do this. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's not as loose as I thought. There we are. It's loose now. Look at that. Now, that's what you call loose, isn't it? You want to put it back? You put it back like that. There it is. That's it. I feel in a silly mood tonight. Let's do something silly. Did anybody hear me say sit down? Walk this way. We'll have a nice round of applause for a volunteer. Come with me. Now, Alan, what I want you to do, Alan, my son, is just stand there, OK? Alan's come down here. He's going to take part in an experiment. He's going to examine everything. Examine everything, except Debbie, of course. He's going to examine this, which is, as you can see, a target. It hangs on there later. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a typesetter.
A typesetter? All right. Well, you should be able to see if we have any errors of any description. You see, that hangs on there, but not yet. Not yet. That's a valet. Valet. French, you know. All French people do that. Sinus trouble. Get letters now from the French embassy. Now, put that on there so it doesn't fall off. Now, do you know what that is?
I'd say it was a knife.
A knife. An early gun. Get hold of it. Hold it up, because it's loaded. Right. Now, you keep that there. Now, examine it by feeling the edge. It is sharp. It is true what I have said. Yeah, don't cut yourself.
Yes.
All right, because I'm not sure about the insurance on this show. This is a plaid scarf of some description. Moth hole here, right? And a slot here where the trick went wrong last time. Okay? Right. Now, what we're going to do is we'll take that back off you. There's only one more thing we use in this, Alan. Are you going to tell him or am I?
You.
Me. Take your coat off. Just hang the coat on the coat hanger.
That way around?
Pardon? Well, you'll notice the hanger is facing that way. No more clues. That's it. Now, you've got that hanging on there. Now what we do is we hang this bit on here. You see? Now, that's what the little hole's for. We explain everything, right? Now, we just took that in there. And this, you can see, the slit is in approximately the position of a vent if you had one in the coat. We'll leave that there. Thank you. Now, this bit here, hold that a minute, maybe, for me. Thank you very much. This bit gets hung on there, like so. Right. Now we have a target, all right? Just for laughs, stand over there, throw the knife through your own coat.
Hey?
No? OK, OK. Seems how you don't want to take part in the fun and jollity. Have a look round the back here. Your coat is still in pristine condition, whoever she is, yes? And we've opened it up so that none of the buttons get cut off. Now, come round the front here. Now, look, I'm going to tell you this, you see. I'm not going to go over the top like that, because that wouldn't... that would be silly, wouldn't it? Yes. And I'm not going to go under the bottom like that, because the people at home would say, Paul has vanished himself. Wouldn't they? Yes? What I am going to do is a lot more important than that. I'm going to take the knife and shove it right through the middle of the target, right? Hopefully without damaging the scarf. And what?
The jacket.
Oh, the jacket is immaterial. Immaterial, sorry. So we take it like that, OK, we get that, we push. Now, look, you can see it. You see? Now, you see the bit that's awkward isn't the knife blade. That's slim. It's this bit, the hasp. The thing that goes round, the hilt, that's the word. I was looking for it. And if I take that to there, please note, and I want you to confirm this fact, that knife is not damaged at all.
So you were right there, yeah?
Yeah, okay? You see? Good, eh? Right. This, however, has been ruined completely. But the trick is this. This is the trick. If you look at the scarf, it now contains no more holes than it did at the start of the trick. Thank you for taking part in the trick. We hope you sit up there in your shirt sleeves and enjoy yourself. You're worried about the coat?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit. You shouldn't worry because you are on a magic show where all things are possible. And in fact, it is absolutely impossible for the knife to have gone through there, but it did. There's no little wounds, no scars, no marks. It's your jacket, and I'd like a nice round of applause for a very good volunteer indeed. Thank you very much for taking part in the show. Once again, I'm in the laboratory and under laboratory conditions, where, if you remember, we are going to put to the test certain psychic happenings. And we're going to do them by bringing the cameras as close as we possibly can, bringing people as close as we possibly can, and you at home as close as we possibly can. I'll explain more about that later. It is a recorded fact that if a ghost appears, and it is recorded by people that they have seen what they think is a spirit phenomenon, there is a dropping of temperature. They feel cold and clammy, you see. It is also a recorded fact that scientists think that when the brain works, it sends out electrical impulses. And as you all know, each tiny electric impulse generates a tiniest amount of heat. Well, we're going to try to capture the tiny amount of heat. Now, Brenda is from our jury. And you have donated 20p, which is here, yes? This paper here that we're going to use is very, very sensitive to heat. Very sensitive indeed. And I want you to pick up any piece of paper, any piece at all, hold it up to the light, there's nothing to see at all, just pick a piece of paper. I'll take one of your tenpenny pieces, and I'm going to put the paper on the top. Now what happens is this, you see, we use the coins, like that, to trap a portion of the paper in between, yeah? And just to show you how sensitive to heat this paper is, let me just ignite it. See that? Mm-hmm. It's called flash paper. Any amount of heat near it and up it goes. It's used theatrically, of course, but today we're using it rather scientifically. Can I just hold that there and separate that there so that you can see here now we have got a circle of paper that's been insulated because it was between the two tenpenny pieces that you donated. Yeah? We'll get rid of that. Now we're going to trap another piece of paper, and I want you to pick one of them. Doesn't matter which one, so long as you pick one. Hold it to the light, make sure there's nothing on there at all. And at this time, as I trap it between here, I'll bring to your attention our overhead camera. That's up there, all right? This means that while this is being trapped from now on, people will be able to watch right on top of the table at any given moment of time. Our studio audience, of course, watching from all angles as well. Now, if we just trap that again there, yes, all trapped there, and you're happy that that is just a piece of the paper, and you've examined it, we'll put that in the clip. To keep things nice and tidy, I'm now going to remove the other two pieces that you did not choose, that you could have done. And I'm going to explain to you what you have to do. We only use a packet of cards in the laboratory when we need the people at home to identify immediately with something, you know? And most people can recognize a pack of cards. What you've got to do is just deal the cards one at a time, face down very carefully onto the table like this. And at any moment of time, you can stop. When you feel like stopping, just stop. I don't want you to look at the card. I don't want you to show anybody else the card. All I want you to do is just hold it very steady, face down, okay? So you could have stopped there or there or there, okay? So long as you are aware of the fact that you don't show anybody else or look at it yourself, you merely keep it face down in your hand and say, I've stopped. All right. Sorry to be a little pedantic, but that's the way it's got to be. Now, you hold the cards like that. You deal them face down, one at a time, onto the table. feel like stopping there? Yeah. All right. Just again, to keep things tidy, we're going to get rid of all the other cards, all right? Although, in truth, okay, it can be shown, it's just a pack of cards, right? You could have picked any card at all by stopping anywhere at all, but you have now got a free choice of a card. When you look at it, we're going to try to capture the tiny electric impulse, okay? The little amount of heat, because as you look at the card, I will light the paper. When I light the paper, well, we hope that your thought will flash across here and scorch the bit that should be insulated in between the two. Big stuff, eh? Right, let's try it. Look at the card now. Okay, now turn it face down and hold it on your left palm, okay, and hold it here. So the overhead camera gets a really good look at it. Now we're going to take the coins from here between the clips, right? And I'd like you to notice that trapped between the two coins is a piece of paper. Now we can see that on there it does say the name of a card, all right? It says the 4 of spades. Now only you know whether we are right or whether we are wrong. Yeah?
Right, yeah.
Okay. So we just turn that round there a little so they can really, really well. And we'll just have a look. We'll remove that coin, and I wonder whether we managed to find the right card. Yeah, we did, and we did it under laboratory conditions. Well now, if you tuned in last week, you would see two gentlemen doing the most incredible feats of balancing. And just to prevent we getting letters from women's libbers and people like that, who often write to me, you know, we found two ladies who do a balancing act, and they are quite incredible. They are the Alexis Sisters. have you all gathered here, I'll tell you why you have rolled up here at the Ballyhoo corner, because this week I have a special treat for each and every one of you. I have with us today a very special animal indeed. You've seen furry animals, haven't you, madam? Yes, I have. Of course you have. But have you ever seen one with the fur on the inside? No, you have not. That's the treat that's coming later, madam. Let's say the front row only. If you would mind standing on the stage here, please, and facing the other row, OK? It's not past the parcel. Just stand by, and a little later you'll be very grateful that you did not get involved. All right. Now then, sir, you don't mind me calling you sir? I want you to just stood here. Stood here. Face that way like that, OK? Now, what I want you to do is just take that... I'll leave that finger out there. Right. And what you do is just tie that around my hand like that, OK? Right. Just tie it around my hand in any fashion whatsoever, but make sure it's tied. No, yeah, tied, yes. Anything in your hands, put it in your pocket. Would you all, the rest of you, take out some money, some cash, spondulux? What you do is you take it out as tight as you can, sir. When the end of the finger turns blue to match the handkerchief, you know you've done it properly. And the other, is any other end round here as well you can tie off? Yes, tie that to that. I want it really tight indeed. Now, if you've got your money out, hold it on the palm of your hand. I want to see what you've got. OK, you've got 2, and you've got a 10, and a 5, and 50. OK, would you come down this end here, and you go more up that end there, and you, what have you got? A 5, yes, OK, that's great. And what have you got?
I've got a 10.
A 10? Yes. Hey, Jimmy, you got a 10, hey? Would you stand in there next to the lady in the yellow? Right, now, this is the name of the game. The name of the game is the money game. What you do is very simple, you see. You come a little closer. Now, what's your name?
Tom.
Tom. Ah, I said it twice. Sounds like a drum. Now, I'm going to put that there, on there. Now, that is a 20p piece, OK? I'm going to rest it on my fingertip, the only bit that has been left sticking out by our Scottish friend there. And I'm going to just hit the 2p piece with my 20p piece. If you catch my 20p piece, you have won the 20p.
Fantastic.
If, however, I manage to get it back out again, balance on my finger before you can grab it, I've won your 2p. This is only a rehearsal, the first one. All right? This is only rehearsal. So if I hit that on there, you grab it. Go on. See? See, you grabbed it and you won. Or you would have done if it hadn't been the rehearsal.
Right.
Thank goodness I gave myself that proviso. Proviso or whatever. Right. Now, there it is, balanced on there. Little check first. It's not sticky. That's not sticky. It just rests on there. Now, the name of the game. Lower that down like that, OK? And I'm going to hit it on there. You've got to catch it. Whoops. Ah, what a shame. Give me the 2, get off. Now, hello, Mrs. Woman. Now, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Now, you know the rules. I'm going to hit it on there. Oops, you missed it. And could you pass that up, because it's mine now? She actually threw it at us. Isn't that nice of you? Now, he's a big lad. Might be worth losing here. Yes, maybe. What's your name, sir? Andy. I'll bet you are. Now, Andy, hold out your handy, Andy. Now, there we are. 5. 5. And a mitt like a shovel. Right, there we go. You just hold that down there, Andy. And you know the rules. I'm going to hit that on there, and you've got to try and catch it. Are you ready?
Yep.
I'm not. Right. Hit your palm. The coin is mine. What a shame. Goodbye, Andy. Now you're a Scot.
Yes.
Try not to cry if you lose. Right. There we go. Be walking around for weeks with a black sleeve on. Hope that Sunday newspaper sends me some more raspberries. Right, here we go. Ah, it's a shame. Thank you very much. Thank you. You did such a good job on tying this as well, didn't you? Hello, lovely lady.
Hello.
You been to the Canaries?
No.
No. Just hold that there. And you know the rules now, so what I'm going to do is make it a little bit easier for you. All right. I mean, you're donating 10p.
Yes.
Let's play for big money. I'll keep your 10, OK? And I'll throw in a big coin. Right?
No.
Now, if you can... You can't what, love?
I can't get my hand
I know, I don't... I know. I never run any chances in this. Now, what you do, you hold that there. If you can grab that 20p off there, you can have it. It's easy. Right, there we are. You couldn't close your hand, could you?
No.
No, never mind, but you paid 10p for the lesson, all right? Off you pop. Right. Hello, what have we here? The big one, 50p. What's your name?
Pat.
Pat.
Yep.
OK. Hiya, Pat. Hello. Just hold that there. Now, there's 50p. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take the 50p for now, all right? I'll put that there. I'll put the 20p there, in your palm. I'll put the big coin on my hand, like that, all right? Big coin on there. Now, if I hit that on there and you fail to grab that coin, which you can easily, yes? If you fail to grab it, I've won me 20p back. And, of course, nobody will mention the 50p I took off you before. If, however, you grab the big coin and you win, if you win, I'll give you all their money. Generous to a fault. And then we will see what is behind the curtain this week. Most mysterious animal. Ha! Donate. And you've lost a 20p, and you can leave the stage. Gather round a little more closely here, folks. Gather round. What you're about to see behind here, as you well know if you've been a regular viewer of this series, or the last series, or the series before, we have had on many mysterious and wonderful animals. We have had on Goldie the Wonder Horse. We have had on performing chimpanzees. Remember the chimpanzees? How can I ever forget the chimpanzees? The chimpanzees were amazing. We have also had on alligators that fell asleep all over the studio floor. But today, we have got what I think is probably I don't know what they call them, a preserved animal. I don't really know. It's an otter, all right? A rare otter indeed. I promise you, the fur is on the inside. It's not easy getting an inside-out otter, is it? No. In fact, that is not what we have brought to you tonight. We have brought to you a water otter, and not only that, this one has an amazing ability you will not believe, my children. This one whistles. A whistling water otter. There we are. It makes a water otter, and it whistles. Go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, to prove to you it is possible to do a trick even with a whistling water otter, what is no longer whistling, I shall show you something mysterious and wonderful with this sheet of glass. This will give you a pain as well. A pain. I'm sorry. It is a means, however, to introduce my next artiste on the series. This man is one of the world's greatest jugglers. Has incredible skill in his fingers, his arms, his hand. The way he does it, no one knows. And if we just do this and steam up the glass, you will see the only bit that steams up is the bit that says his name, which is Picasso. already seen is remarkable. But now, ladies and gentlemen, Picasso will attempt to juggle no less than 5 ping-pong balls in his mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, Picasso! What we're about to attempt is most unusual. You see, you may have read in the papers or seen me on one of the chat shows talking about my inability to float. I can't swim because I can't float. I can't stay on the top. I sink like a stone. Wow, yeah, right down. In fact, it's something to do with my metabolism. I'm extremely dense. Many people have said that. I think I'm quite thick, actually. But what I've discovered is if I apply this density that I have, because I'm not very tall, if I apply the density, this negative force seems to remove a positive force from somebody else. And to explain that better, I'm going to give you some visual examples of that. Hope it's a little bit of fun. Hope it works. Gentlemen, if you'd all like to come and join me, a nice round of applause for our volunteers. That would be nice. Just around there somewhere. Anyway, around there, fellas. Nice one. Fine. Well, I think I'll pick on you. You're my size. There's some big chaps here. You 3 guys, would you do me a favour? Would you just form a line there? We'll use you for the last test. If you 3 go over there. The other 4 come more into here. And we'll have the 2 gentlemen of medium size. If you come one each side of me. And I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about, all right? This negative one. Now, put this hand on your hip. And would you come here, because you're a fine big fella, and just, what's your name?
Trevor.
Trevor, put your arm through there, Trevor, like that, you see? They're just good friends, believe me. And if you do that, and I want you to do the same on this side, okay, like that, and you have to keep a tight grip, because the gentleman who is going to go on your arm is the last one left. Come over here. He's a very special guy. This is Tony Stevens, who is the present European power weightlifter. Nice round of applause for Trevor. Put your arm through there. You can imagine them all being talked about now, can't you? Now, we've got a power weightlifter and a big guy on the end. OK, Trevor, what do you do? What do you do for...
I just sit in an office.
You just
sit in an office.
Sit in an office, growing. Yes, OK. Just one arm there, one arm there. Now, this time, when you pull steadily apart, I want the 2 gentlemen on the outside, of course, to assist them. So that's what you do, all right? Probably start going that way altogether. But you've really got to apply... Come on, you're not really applying pressure. That's it, that's it, that's it. Really apply that pressure. Pull my fingers apart. OK, now, what we're going to do next is... just to show you the power, the strength of this man, all right? No, this one. Getting carried away there. I'll show you what you've got to do. Just what you've got to do is you just hold your hands out like that. No, flat. I'm going to rest that on there. That's it, balance it. At arm's length, what you've got to do is just reach out, grasp like this, and lift it horizontally. Like that, you see? You don't lift that end and you don't lift this end. You just lift the umbrella up straight like that, OK? You want to try that? OK. Not too much for you? Won't strain the bicep or anything, will it? No. OK. There you go. See the strength? Look, I mean, the power of the fella. Not too tiring, that, was it? OK? Now, what I want you to do is try it again. Now, this time, I'll try to apply a little bit of power. OK, let's go. Now, you just... try and lift it straight. I'll just lift my thumbs out the way like that. Now, just lift it straight up, nice and steady. Now, come on now. Lift it straight up, lift it straight up, lift it straight up, lift it straight up. OK, lift it straight up, lift it... That's it. Yes, this happens a lot when I'm working. Things get broken and bust. This is all part of the power. This is a golf umbrella. I would like you to put that up, sir, if you wouldn't mind putting that up for me. That's it. See? Now, you've seen the strength of this man. The way you did that. Do you play golf at all?
Not a lot.
No, you should take it. Not a lot. Not a lot. Now, what I want you to do, sir, is just hold that there. This won't be too difficult for you. You put a hand there, you put a hand up there. And although, what I've discovered is, although us small fellas, you know, we have great strength and power, just stand on the little cross. Do you mind doing that? Thank you. You're on the cross. Now, just hold it up, and then the light will be on your face, and all your friends will say, hey, look who it is. Now, you've got to keep that absolutely very... Grip it tightly, sir. Really grip it tightly. I want you to grip that very tightly. I don't want you to move your feet from that cross that's on the carpet, and I want you to keep that very tight. I'm not going to apply any pressure at all. I'm just going to put my hand there. The power will flow up my feet, around my body, out my arm, and to my hand. And eventually you will feel the umbrella starting to spin in the air. The moment the umbrella starts to spin in the air, you've got to keep it absolutely steady and not move your feet off the floor. You've got to move your feet not at all off the floor, and you've got to just keep hanging on. Keep it upright. Don't move it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Great. That was rather wonderful. Would you like to try this, sir? You're a big guy, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, a wee big guy. Great. And don't worry, I'm coming to you too. and perhaps you wouldn't mind, if you would like to go back to your seat, I'd like a nice round of applause for a very good volunteer. Thank you. Hold the top end. I can't reach. Okay, now... No, you keep that there. Oh, anywhere you like. Now, you've got to stand with both feet on the cross, sir, and you're not allowed to move off the cross. You know the rules, all right? It's not often I talk to a stomach. But there you are. I'll reach up, and that takes all the power away from me, of course, because I'm reaching high in the air. All you've got to do is just imagine, just to feel a force coming up through my feet and to the umbrella. And the moment you feel it to the umbrella, you'll feel the umbrella start to spin. Now, you've got to keep that umbrella as tight as you can up in the air. You mustn't allow it to move at all. I, of course, will keep talking so that people can see there's no pressure at all to be involved. Oh, he wants to dance also. Isn't that nice of him? That's it. Here it is. That was wonderful. You were marvellous. A nice round of applause for three very good volunteers. Actually, not bad. Really good. Nice having you, Tony. Now, to really apply the force, we have brought into the studios, ladies and gentlemen, three great guys. First, I'd like you to meet Stephen Zetolowski, current British record holder for power weightlifting, followed by Andy Drevetsky, current British Olympic champion weightlifter and has been for the past 5 years, and Selwyn Calvin, present under 23 British champion, yeah, power weightlifter. Three great champions of England. Have you seen this thing hanging behind you? It's, what it is, it's a big pulley, and it's only a single wheel pulley. There's nothing funny about it. It's held up by 3 cables, all right? 3 metal cables. Now, if I could, I'll just haven't got enough petrol to go around you. Right. just show them that the rope actually goes around the top like that, and you just sort of pull it backwards and forwards, okay? Like that, all right? If I pull this down a little bit, let's just try pulling it down a little bit. Let's see. I don't know what order to really sort of put you in. Maybe you had best... who's the tallest you are? You go to the other end, would you mind? Thank you very much. And we'll use you as the sort of... You know, like a tug-of-war team has an anchor man on the end, all right? You're the anchor man. That's it, OK? Sounds like a commercial. Now, we'll just pull this over the top, and when there's one within your grasp, would you just get hold of the top of that knot, like that? Because this seems a little... That's it, great. Just grasp on there, that's fine. Now, if I can take that round your back. Selwyn, could you come round his back a little? Can you? And just grasp that second one, that second knot. Just above it is the best way. And then feed yourself sort of round sort of downstage a bit. And could you come round here? There you go, great. And that's it, Mr. Zetolowski. I can love saying your name, right? Now then. Now, the idea is you're about the best tug-of-war team we could find. That's the idea, right? Now then, I'll get this. Now... It does seem a little one-sided.
Remember, the force is with me.
So, well, that's the theory. So, we're about to start a tug-of-war team, okay? Ready, go. Well, we'll leave these fellas hanging around and we'll see you next week when it will be magic.